So today we're going to be making one of my favorites, egg rolls. So please join me. Welcome to The Bold Encourager. I'm Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It just allows for me to get my fun, encouraging messages out to everyone. So today we are making egg rolls. We're nearing the end of this series where my mom came here for a week and we made a lot of Korean food. We have 2 more episodes, including this one. So yes, unfortunately, it's coming to an end, so you don't want to miss these last 2 episodes. You definitely want to stay tuned for both of them. So egg rolls are one of my favorites, along with bulgogi. And I'm just so excited that we made these egg rolls this time because we used both ground pork and ground beef. So you can imagine the flavor in there. And they're very easy to make. A lot of times people think egg rolls are hard to make. They're really not. They're actually one of the easiest things to make from Korean cuisine, and it tastes amazing. And you really could put anything in an egg roll. That's why I love egg rolls. You can get very fancy, very creative, but these ones are always going to be the best tasting ones. I grew up on the way my mom made egg rolls, and it's a lot different from the ones you eat in restaurants. The ones in restaurants are not as good as these. So these are ones that you want to make. So let's watch how my mom made these egg rolls, and I hope you make them too. So my mom is cutting up a full Korean cabbage into these little shreds. It's basically going to be the same ingredients that you would use in coleslaw if you don't want to cut up the cabbage. It's a lot easier that way, so you could just pick up a bag of coleslaw and just add it to the water and boil it that way. But we went ahead and had the cabbage cut up into little shreds, and after we added the cabbage to the water, we added shredded carrots, which were already shredded, so you could just pick up a bag of shredded carrots if you do want to cut the cabbage, and add it to the water to boil. So you want to boil this water because it will shrink all the ingredients once you basically squeeze all the water out. Even though it looks pretty full. So make sure you have a good amount. You'd want a bag of shredded carrots as well if you're not going to do the bag of coleslaw. And then if you do the bag of coleslaw, I recommend 2 bags. And then we added some bean sprouts, so you would have to add that to the boiling water as an additional ingredient to the coleslaw package. Once that's going, we will be cutting up some celery, and this actually is for the meat, so this would not be added to the coleslaw mix. We were just cutting up celery for that reason. This is just part of that, but we added the carrots and the bean sprouts to the boiling water, and then after that my mom was cutting up the celery for the meat ingredients. And here we are draining all the coleslaw ingredients, draining all the water out of them to go ahead and squeeze the water out as well.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah, a lot of water. Once you squeeze it all out, you put it in the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the coleslaw looks like. The mixture looks like after all the water squeezed out, so it's pretty thin. And now we're boiling japchae, which is a rice noodle. You don't necessarily have to put japchae in the egg rolls. You can if you want, but we did. And now my mom's cutting up some onions to go with the meat that she's gonna cook with the meat. And also some green onions, and that's gonna go in the mixture with the coleslaw. So we're making 2 mixtures, and then we're going to mix it all together and roll it up in one egg roll. But what we're going to cook with the meat is the celery and the onions, and we added the green onions to the coleslaw mixture. And as you can see, the celery and the onions are on the other side. This is the japchae being boiled, the rice noodles, and you only want to boil them for like 3 to 4 minutes until they're basically nice and soft. And you're going to want to drain all the water out. and put a little bit of cold water in it. And then you're gonna want to cut all the noodles into little slices because they're gonna go in the egg rolls, so you don't want them all long and hard to use in the egg roll mixture. So my mom went ahead and cut all of them into little pieces. Now it's time to cook the ground beef and the ground pork. So we did 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground pork and mixed it together. You always want that nice flavor from the ground pork, so it gives it that kind of more, it's got more flavor than beef, so it's nice to have both. But it's just a good mixture to have. And then we went ahead and sprinkled and seasoned it with black pepper. And then of course you want to go in and season it with salt. You always want to season all your foods as you're cooking them just to give them more flavor. Then we're going to mix it up until it's nice and brown. And once it's to that brown color, we're going to go ahead and drain all the oil out. Now it's time to take the celery and onion and cook it in the fat of the meat. So after we've drained both the beef and pork out of all the oil out, there's a little bit of oil in the pan, enough to go ahead and stir up all the celery and onion and cook it nicely in there. And you got yourself a good flavor going. And then we got some ginger. We cut up about 1 tablespoon of ginger. That's going to go into all the coleslaw mix, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to smush 10 of these garlic cloves, and we're going to cut those up all nicely and dice those up, so they're going to go in the mixture as well. As you can see, my mom has amazing cutting skills. I wish I had her cutting skills as well. I'm still learning, not quite there yet, but I'll try to get there since I got to watch her cut everything so nicely when she was here. As you can see, we added the garlic and the ginger and the celery and the onion, and now we're gonna add the meat to the mixture, the coleslaw mixture, and it's all gonna get mixed up together to make this amazing egg roll mixture to go in the egg roll.
Sesame oil.
Sesame seeds she put on there, sesame oil and garlic.
And I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of sugar.
A tablespoon of sugar.
Yeah.
My mom added actually 2 teaspoons of sugar instead of 1 tablespoon of sugar. It's just because she had the teaspoon. And now we're gonna mix everything together. And we're gonna sprinkle it with pepper.
Yep. I think that's it.
We just put 2 eggs in it. We're mixing it all together.
Looks good.
2 raw eggs, I should say.
Yeah.
Now it's time to wrap the mixture in the egg roll wraps, and all you need to do first is separate each wrap from each one to make it easier for you.
Tuck it, roll it, forward, and that's it. Then put some water. And then that's it.
Nice. Look how beautiful that is. Look at all the egg rolls we made, and now they're ready to go in the fryer. You're gonna wanna fry all the egg rolls until they're crispy and golden brown. This is what the egg rolls will look like once they're done. They're looking really good, ready to eat them. Yum. Now it's time to make the sauce for the egg rolls. My mom just went ahead and put some vinegar and soy sauce in a cup, equal parts mixed, and then she took about a teaspoon of sugar and mixed that up. And now you're gonna add a couple more ingredients to the sauce. She went ahead and cut up 2 green onions, and of course you want to finish it off with some sesame seeds on top. So she did about a tablespoon of sesame seeds on the very top of the sauce, and it's the perfect dipping sauce to now eat your egg rolls. This is me taking my first dip of the sauce, and the egg rolls were amazing. They're the best you'll ever eat. See, it's not that hard to make egg rolls, right? It's actually fairly easy. I mean, you can't go wrong with egg rolls, and you can invite some friends over, have an egg roll night, and I think everybody's gonna love it. Here's another idea. What if you did an egg roll like buffet where you had just all these different toppings that you could put inside of it, and then you could just have it, everybody choose what they wanted it, and then serve it up by frying it in the deep fryer. Well, it's easiest in the deep fryer because you can get just the deep fryer going and just start putting everybody's egg rolls, wrap them up for them, have an egg roll night. It would be a lot of fun, and hey, it is something, it's a staple of Korean food, so it's something you gotta do, and you definitely gotta try, and you can make a little party out of it. Well, I hope you are enjoying this series because we got one more to come, and it's definitely not one you're gonna wanna miss. But I hope you enjoyed this particular episode, and if you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out so much. Also, if you haven't followed me on social media, what are you doing? Follow me on social media. The links will be down below. And every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to post another fun video, and you don't want to miss it, so go ahead and hit that notification bell. Well, I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you stay encouraged.